Okay, welcome to Balcast Offset. I'm Maddox, and I'm here
ZMan?
with ZMan, yeah, who Jason Waterfalls on the last episode. He called of Balcast. He called you the golden beating heart of Arizona.
That's nice. I like that.
I know. Do you think that's a fitting title?
That's a little much, but sure, I'll take it. I'm never one to shy away from a compliment.
All right. Well, I just kind of want to. So, I think that for a lot of maybe people that view Project M, but maybe not super seriously, they know all the top players, they know Thunders and all those really good players, but they don't really know the people behind the scenes. And you are the dude behind the scenes. So, can you just give a a little introduction on who you are and what you do for the PM community?
Yeah, for sure. So, hi, I'm Z-Man. Name's Zach. I started playing about 4.5 years ago. Just messed around, played whatever, went to tournaments. I noticed that the stream that was running, it was a K9 stream. This is way back. And I got in the scene from watching a lot of FGC streams and stuff. And I saw that the stream he had wasn't really good. I'm like, I don't know, maybe I can try this. So I got a laptop, Dazzle, super budget setup, and started streaming, and then I kept streaming, and then I went to Apex, which was a crazy thing, Apex 2014, had a side recording setup there. That was the first, I guess, bigger thing I ever went to. That was really, really crazy. Met a ton of people there, and from there it just kept going and going. We got a crazy opportunity from someone named Danny Yangart. He's actually low-key the hugest driving force between AZPM. He, out of nowhere, we're just this little random shitter stream. This is early 2013, and this dude's yo, I like you guys. You guys are really cool. Why don't you sound as good? Why don't you look as good as the other ones? I'm well, it costs a lot. I've been looking at stuff, and he's well, how much would that cost? I'm well, it will cost this much, and that much was a pretty decent amount. And he just gave it to us. He's this rich bubble blower from New York. So shouts to Danny Yang.
So some rich dude named Danny Yang just hooked you up with a sweet stream setup, and now you're streamer extraordinaire?
I mean, it's more than that. I mean, it started from that, and we owe
okay.
I owe everything.
Well, what would you consider your role in the Project M community now,
sure.
Today?
Sure, you didn't want the biography? That's fine.
We'll get into your little biography.
We'll get into the life history. No, what I do, right now I stream. I used to stream weeklies, 2 a week. Right now that's on a bit of a hiatus because of a recent really nice job that's going to bring a lot of stuff. More on that later.
Cool.
But yeah, no, I just run tournaments, run streams, get a lot of help from my community, ton of help from people like Fingerstripes, Nate Senpai, Owen, Jesus. I mean, but yeah, I guess the short version is that I stream.
Cool.
I stream tournaments and I run tournaments.
Sick. Okay, so I wanted to a little bit give you, because I don't think you gave yourself the full explanation of how big of a streamer you are, because because you're a big streamer. You stream for Arizona, but also you've traveled all around kind of the.
Well, yeah, I was getting there. Oh my god.
okay. But you traveled all around and streamed a lot of big tournaments. So you're
that was
West Coast streamer extraordinaire, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Sure. No, we've gone to California 4 or 5 times. Colorado, Little Tier City 2, of course. We had a recording set up there. Vegas once, not for Evo. 3 times now for Evo. 3 Evo tournaments. Yeah, I've been to NorCal, SoCal. Where was Salty Juans? Whatever state that was.
New Mexico?
Really New Mexico. We've been there.
Yeah. You've been around the block.
Canada.
For Frozen Phoenix, right?
Yeah. Canada for Frozen Phoenix, which kicked off the PMCC, and then Salty Juans, which closed out the circuit prior to Olympus. So I think that's kind of cool. It's kind of like a cool tidbit.
Yeah. Okay. So you're like you're like the I said before, you're like the golden beating heart of Arizona. You're kind of like their biggest community leader. How did you become? You look like you're shaking your head. How did you become the Arizona guy?
Dude, I ask myself that every day I wake up.
Really, every day you're just like, right? Man, how did I become this?
No. Okay, so like I said, I didn't come in. I know some people, some of the streamers, they come in and they say, "Yo, I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna run tournaments." I just came in because I just like Project M and I like playing it. I had no idea. I just like playing it. And then just over time, I saw the way things were being run. I saw the way streams were being run. I'm like, oh, what if we did like that? What if people did more like this? And just, I stuck around. I kept doing stuff. And then I just sort of became a big leader dude. I don't really know when that happened, honestly.
So you just kind of fell into it?
Kind of. In a sense, I mean, you had people like, in the beginning, it was me and Jesus who, well, in the beginning, it was Sean, K9. I think most people know K9, right?
K9S Bruce.
And K9 ran everything for Arizona. A lot of people don't talk enough about how K9 was a TO extraordinaire. He ran Brawl, PM.
I didn't know that at all.
He helped Melee. Yeah. He did so much stuff for Arizona before he left for
really?
Cali.
All I knew about K9 in Arizona was that he was like, "This is horse shit," and then ran out of the room.
Right, no, that's all a lot of people know, but K9 actually, he did so freaking much for our community.
Oh, that's cool.
And as time went on, it all started at this tournament called PAZ, Project Arizona, which is a name I want to reuse, hopefully, in 2017. But I said, I'm going to run a tournament because I heard K9 was leaving for Cali, Kira was leaving for Cali, a player named Nazo was leaving. I'm like, shit, everyone who helps run things is leaving. And like, oh man, somebody's got to do it. I'm like, I could probably do it. So I tried to run this tournament, got a lot of help from other people again, which is like the story of my life, I guess. And from there, it just kept going. I ran one big tournament, and then weeklies were a thing, and I wanted to help get more weeklies going, and then streaming happened, and I mean, yeah.
Cool. All right. So I guess you acted like you kind of just fell into the TO business, but now you're like one of the biggest TOs and one of the biggest streamers in the whole Project M scene. But like something that I noticed with like, I guess because I live in California, you live in Arizona, and you take care of your scene. But it seems like a lot of the scenes that are really big, like the New York scene, I think Nox is their like main guy. Here in Arizona, you're like the main guy. Here we have a few ZMans. We have like all the balcony people.
That's what's so interesting about California. You guys, other states will have like their one dude. You guys, I'm probably wrong here, but you've always had the Balc. But back in the day, you had like at least 4 other venues, and every venue was like mainly ran by a different person. You have all these little sub-scenes.
Yeah, we're fortunate enough to have a lot of people that want to do it. But I feel like all these scenes, they sort of get carried by like one or two, like a small group of people that are really passionate about running things. But sometimes
that's absolutely true.
Yeah, but there are some scenes I think out there that are like maybe struggling because they don't have that person who can do it, and it's like a daunting thing to like get into,
Okay, so that's okay. So how can someone help? Is where you're going.
How can someone become Z-Man?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is a good question. That's a.
How can they start off TOing if they don't have a tournament and they want to start something?
So the thing is, you have to remember that Project M is a fun fucking game. I honestly believe that Project M is the best fighting game ever made, right? I'll go on record saying that. And if you honestly do believe that, you have to take your tournament, and you know what? You have to not be scared by low numbers at the start. That's what's most important. A lot of PM people will see like, oh my god, my Melee local gets 50 people, the Smash 4 gets like 40 people, and we're here with like 7 people. Oh no, my scene is dying. Fuck you! You have 7 whole people. Do you know how much communities like Skullgirls, how much communities like Vampire Savior, American Third Strike. Like, do you know how much those communities would give to have like 7 different weekly streams every week, to have weeklies in nearly every state? You have to remember that even if you only have 5 or 6 people, that's a tournament. Might be a round robin tournament, might not be a giant thing, but you take that and you run that for 1 week, and then the next week you keep doing it, and you get those people engaged, and the game's fun to play. Bring it to other Smash tournaments. Bring it to Melee tournaments. Bring it to Smash 4 tournaments, you know? Bring your own TVs. Invest. You gotta invest in CRTs is probably the most important thing I could say to TO.
To a new TO?
Because when I was starting, when the scene was, like, really, really small, I'd have, like, anywhere from 3 to 4 TVs in my car at any given time. And as long as... It's so easy to tell people, yo, you can bring a Wii. I got TVs. Don't worry about it. You know, they're $1 if you can fit them in your car. Driving's important, by the way. If you do want to be a Z-Man, you do need a car. That's probably, like, thing number 1. If you don't have a car, there are ways to support your scene, but if you want to be, like, the big head guy, you
got to be able to drive to your own tournament.
Yeah. And if you can just fit 3-4 CRTs, I mean, shit, I remember I met a few players at a community college. They were playing, this was like 2.5 years ago, pre-Smash 4. I just go into the lobby and, like, people are playing stuff, and I'm like, yo, you guys ever heard of Project M? They're like, yeah. So I went in, went to my car, got my TV. I had some extra controllers, that helps too. And hey, let's play some Project M. And people played. It was fun, and a few of those guys are in the scene still. So. But no, you just have to be dedicated. Don't be scared by small tournament numbers. Don't be scared by small stream numbers. Just keep going and don't stop. Is the most important thing.
So you think
and that
just
applies to any game.
So if a scene doesn't have something going, or maybe it's slow, you just say start something and then just keep on doing it. And
And the other important thing is that don't expect anything from it. Mm-hmm. You have to be in that with the idea that I'm growing a scene. I'm not doing this to get money. I'm not doing this to get like fame or whatever people are doing. Like, you have to do it because you want to grow the scene and you care about your people and the game.
Cool.
Those are all very important things.
Do you think that, like, if you're in a place with a dead scene, that, like, one TO, like, one person, or not, like, with help from others, but do you think that one person can just completely revitalize a scene or bring it back to life? No?
It depends. That depends on why the scene is dead, because there are some tricky situations. I mean, that's the unfortunate thing about TOing, is that you do need to try and you do need to always, week after week, but if you live in a place where people don't want to play PM, then
it's hard to do.
But if you live in a place near a big college, if you live like near a college town, near a university, if you live near a place where there are a lot of, younger, Smash age, 18 to 20-something, 16 to 20-something age people, you just have to know where to advertise. And, I'll advertise at universities, advertise at schools, advertise at, like, local gaming stores, not like GameStops, but if you know any, mom and pop game stores, anything like that, just any opportunity where people who play video games might be. And obviously, other fighting game tournaments.
Cool.
Just anywhere where you can talk to people who play video games.
All right. And then another thing that I wanted to talk to you about, what is, like, Jason Waterfalls on our when we announced that we were doing this interview with you, he wanted to ask you, like, what is the importance of streams in building a community? Like, do you think that that having high quality streams at Arizona, like, helped your community, like, grow and become better?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a circle, right? If you already have that strong stream, then people will know. That there's a scene there. It's like it's the easiest way to advertise. Mm-hmm. Like, no one would ever be like, hey, wait, is there like a tournament in Arizona? Like, yeah, because every week if they check for PM things, I say, oh, AZPM, oh, where are they? Oh, AZ. But it's important and it helps, but it's not necessary. Like I said, to go back to my earlier point, don't ever be discouraged by not having something like that. Mm-hmm. you gotta build up to that. Like, people watch us. Like, let's be real, right? The reason we got so popular is because Arizona had a ton of talent, right?
Yeah.
You know, K9, Neon, Axe, SS, you know, all back in the day, right? Especially Neon. Shouts to Litcher City.
Yeah, he was a popular ass player when he beat Mewtwo King and stuff.
Yeah, that tournament helped us out a lot. The second biggest event to help out AZPM after Gimmergate.
But some places don't have the luxury of having top players.
And you know what? You know how you fix that? You throw your weekly tournaments and you throw them and you make your player fight and get better and improve, and then eventually you have people like remember, oh god, I want to say it was last year's King of the North, but it might be thinking about a different tournament. Remember when Soth, I believe it was Soth, the Ivy player, came out of nowhere and beat up Professor Pro?
Yeah. He was from
right? He was from
Iowa, I think.
I wanted to say that too, so I think that's right.
I think he was there because my friend Bo Burnt Socks went to school with him, and I think it was in Iowa.
Right, so, you know, the people, he didn't play for him. He played, and he got better, and he improved, and his local scene helped him improve, and his local teams through the tournaments so that he could improve. Mm-hmm. And then he came. And you know what? I bet there were people watching that was like, oh shit, Soth is from Iowa. I'm from Iowa. I had no idea.
Yeah.
There was a scene here. All you can do, if you throw your own weeklies and you help your players improve, and your players are focused on improving, eventually they will improve. They will travel. They'll do good. And they'll know. Like, I mean, you and I both know this. I think that's another thing that people don't realize. If you want to grow your scene, try traveling. Oh. I know a ton of people are coming to Rewired not just because it's a tournament, but because, oh man, you know, I want to see all the cool AZ people.
So many cool, like ZMan.
Cool SoCal people.
Yeah.
You know, Salty Juan's, you know, it was great. We just got to see all the people from Colorado, people from everywhere. It was like a little family reunion, you know?
Yeah.
And if you go there and you integrate yourself, and this, obviously not everyone can do this, but if you can, be like, oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Arkansas, right? People are like, oh, whoa, there's a scene in Arkansas, and then people will come.
Yeah.
And people know. It's word of mouth, you know?
So it sounds like the overall theme of this, of what you're saying, is you just have to go do stuff. Like, if you wanna grow a 6 scene, you just have to go do stuff.
Yeah, because like very few scenes will start out sick. I mean, Arizona's did because we had all the melee people, and we had brawl people too, right? But like, even if they didn't, they started somewhere. Axe was a nobody at some point. He was just some random dude who went to tournaments. You know, he lost to people that now, you know, are not still unranked, and he's good. You know, as long as people come and as long as people improve, your scene will grow notoriety, and as your scene grows notoriety, that's like the best advertisement you can have.
Okay.
No one watches like Mango win is like, oh my god, I wish there was a scene in SoCal. They watch Mango win or they watch PP win, and they're like, oh, that guy's from my place.
Yeah.
And if he's from my place, then there must be other people playing, and I can go join them.
That makes sense. So how do you because streaming is something you start after you start a tournament. How do you work up to building a stream if like maybe you don't know anything about streaming? Is it just something you have to be into?
No. I didn't know. I still don't know anything. And I looked up. There's I'm pretty sure if anyone who is watching is streaming right now, or probably Courtney read this too. The 8-way run streaming guide, I think, is something anyone who's Googled how to stream has seen.
8-way runs?
It's really good. It's kind of outdated in some aspects. Well, I've found out now. It has this really big focus on setting up like hard drive disk arrays, and that's not like a thing anymore that you have to. It's probably better, but I actually have been meaning to make like a budget guide on streaming, because I think streaming on a budget is easier than a lot of people give it credit for. When we started, I had a laptop, and it was a pretty decent laptop, but it's outside of the laptop. You do need a laptop or computer that's decent, but otherwise you can get a Dazzle. Dazzle will run you like $30-$40. You can get like cheap microphones, right, for basically nothing. You don't really need a webcam. Our first tournament, You should pull it up because it's so good. 360i, the layout was atrocious. Our webcam was a PlayStation 2 iToy.
Oh, nice. That's so funny. I used to use that like way back in the day for like the dumb games it had.
And our microphone, I just brought this random, really, really shitty thing that I had used for a TF2 at that point, and then a Rock Band microphone.
That's so like, so you just used all the video game stuff.
Yeah, I just like dug, like, oh god, what do I have? But like, I would say there are a few mics, and I can't pull off the exact numbers off the top of my head, or the exact model off the top of my head right now. There's a really nice, God, I believe it's Logitech. I know the headphones are like, they're like red and black. They're like $30. They're not great. I would even call them, but on the budget, they're super good relative to what you can get. It's super good.
Cool. Yeah, I like that you mentioned that your early streams were pretty rough because.
Oh, they were, dude. Oh, here, I'll pull one up and you all can get that figured out. No, keep talking.
Okay, because like I remember,
it was so bad.
because I know that Courtney the other day was talking about like how her streams and like her layouts have improved so much over like the course of a year that she's been like our main streamer for SoCal.
I
think
think so far as to say that very few other people who have, at least people who have gotten as big as we ended up getting, started out quite as shitty.
Yeah.
Like, I would say that honestly.
I think that's important for people to know if they're trying to start a stream that like it's okay to start out with like a little dinky shitty one.
It's great.
Okay. Anyway, I want to move on a little bit though, because we just talked about streaming, and
Sure.
one thing, the reason that you're known so much for streaming is because you streamed a lot of really big tournaments, especially tournaments on this circuit. Like you traveled around to New Mexico. You went to Canada to stream Frozen Phoenix. Salty Juan's in New Mexico. You streamed Evo in Las Vegas.
Yep.
I don't know if you streamed if there was in Arizona. There wasn't that many. Yeah. Yeah.
There wasn't.
Yeah. But you streamed a lot of the circuit tournaments.
I am streaming this one tournament coming up, but I'm sure we're getting there. Rewired.
Oh, we'll get to that. Yeah.
I'm sure we're getting there though.
But what was the experience of like traveling around doing streams for all these people?
Man. So let me think for a second, because first I went to Apex, and I just had that mindset of like not wanting anything, just Apex. I had my laptop. That was so great about my first stream setup. I could fit everything into one backpack, an entire stream setup without mics into one backpack.
That's crazy.
So I had, I went there and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then Low Tier City 2. And again, at this point, we're still pretty much just, nobody. I'll say nobodies. We were like sub 1,000 on Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
And Low Tier City 2 recorded more, felt good. It just felt good going there and getting matches that wouldn't be recorded otherwise,
Yeah.
And I think the first time I streamed an event fully, it was something in SoCal. I can't remember the name of the tournament, but
was it Boss?
No, it was not Boss. It was this anime tournament, or not? It was Brawl PM in a anime shop. It was on a Saturday before in SSS.
Huh.
And I remember I ended up like sort of taking over the streams like from the Brawlers, because the Brawlers didn't really know what they were doing. And no, this was like way back in the day. This is back when Arrow played Toon Link.
Okay, yeah. Might have been Mayhem.
No. It wasn't a named tournament. It was like a one and done thing. It was not a series.
Oh, okay.
I remember, what's her tag? Agron?
Lynn.
I think she did, Lynn. Yeah, she did a lot of commentary. There was, Humble Dojo was just a player. Me and him just met as just random players, not as the...
Dang. So that's like a while ago.
It was a while ago. God, yeah, Humble Dojo and Tom, that was so fun. That was such a fun tournament. And I think the first time I got asked to stream... Was that MV? That might have been MVG, which is a much longer story that I don't know how much I should tell.
That was Sandstorm in Arizona?
After the MVG.
Yeah.
saga, but I think that was them, and that felt incredible, being asked to do it by this organization, getting paid to do it, something that I really never had I never had any intention of doing any of this for money. Like, never, ever. I actually thought, I remember when I streamed that first stream, like, holy shit, I better not get too into this. This will overtake my life if I get too into this.
And it totally hasn't overtaken your life at all.
Oh, it totally has. But we got it back on track recently, so we all good. We all good, baby. But,
nice.
But yeah, no, it's been an incredible thing.
Yeah, so it's pretty dope traveling around all these tournaments. You like it?
No, and it's just that feeling of like, I remember the first time it was Apex 2014, January, and we had just flown into Newark, and I get there, and some dude comes up and is just like, "Are you ZMan?" I'm like, "Yeah, what?" And that was Brian Otto. Shout outs to Brian Otto. Anyone who's been playing long enough to remember that guy.
Nice.
He's a really good dude. Happened to leak some things, but he was a really good dude.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's a great thing, just the fam. Just meeting the fam.
Cool. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the circuit.
Sure,
since you were pretty involved in streaming a lot of the circuit. What did you think the circuit did really well this season? And what do you think it could improve on if we have another one?
Okay.
Let's start with the pros. What did the circuit do well?
Good news or bad news first? You want the good news first?
Yes.
The circuit was incredible that it happened, right? So give me that let's pull that curtain back, right? Mm-hmm. So PMTV formed after Paragon, right? The coalition of streamers and such that we are. And people were talking about a circuit, like the idea of a circuit, for like probably since the day after Paragon happened.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things which I'm very guilty of, and I'm sure a lot of people know people who are guilty of. Yo, let's do this super great thing, and then nothing happens.
Uh-huh.
And Atlas, the freaking god, Geo Kersey, Atlas, I think those are the same people. Atlas, though, is ever since Facebook did those little dumb nicknames, I'm like losing track of people's real names if I've never met them.
Yeah.
I've not met a lot of the East Coast dudes. But Atlas actually put everything together, and just the fact that it was able to happen, that we were able to get all these TOs and all these people to collaborate and to agree on these things, it's really incredible.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The first circuit, I believe.
I think it's Smash. Yeah,
Smash,
I don't think
right?
any other game has done a circuit.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Or
I think way back in like MLG days, Melee had
grassroots.
one.
We'll throw in a grassroots in front of it. And, so what could have been done better? As incredible as it ended up being, as like Olympus was the greatest tournament for PM I've seen.
Yeah.
That Low-Tier City 4 was really good. That and Low-Tier City 4. Olympus was the greatest overall tournament. Low-Tier City 4 stuff was really good, but Olympus was the greatest overall tournament. Did you watch Olympus?
Yeah. Oh, of course I watched Olympus.
Dude, I was you remember Saturday morning? Every freaking match
in pools.
Every pools match is just
amazing.
Probably winners finals top 8 match at another tournament.
Oh yeah, it was if this was at a local, this would be grand finals. Or
even if this was a regional.
Yeah.
You got these two people in a regional.
And it was all so close. It was really, really entertaining.
It was an incredible thing. But I think both you and I agree, this being on the West Coast, the big finale being held in a tiny corner in the country, announced 2.5 months? 3 months?
Yeah, it was announced. It wasn't given a lot of
not a lot of time. You had to take you didn't even fly to the airport. You had to fly into an airport and then take a 2-hour bus. And I understand for the venue. I mean, I know why it was there, and there could not have been a better venue for a tournament in New York. I just don't know if a corner in the country, if this is our country, right?
Yeah.
This is our country,
uh-huh.
right? To have it all the way over here.
Yeah.
Questionable. And I'm not saying it should have been on the West Coast, because it shouldn't have. It would have been just as dumb if it was in California. It would have been just as stupid if it was in California.
You just think it should have been somewhere more central?
Yeah, it should have been the Midwest somewhere.
And should have been announced earlier?
If I cared that much, I should have put more effort into changing the state of that, and I didn't. So it turned out great. So,
Yeah. What do you think about the... some people complained that there was a lack of tournaments on the West Coast as compared to the East Coast throughout the whole circuit. What did you think about that?
There was... I don't know. It's one of those things where I was decently involved in the planning of it, and let me state this first. I'm far from the best person to be speaking about the circuit. You really should interview my boy Atlas at some point, because he is God. He's truly a god among men. But it's just one of those things where everybody got together and we looked at all the tournaments that were happening. Because one of the things that I do think it could have been improved on, but I totally agree with doing it for the first time. We had a rule that, all right, we're starting the circuit. These events are on the circuit. We're not adding anything. We're not taking anything out, which is why we had that unfortunate, the Virginia one, Civil War or something.
Yeah, something didn't. That was like a really big one that didn't end up on the circuit.
So what ended up happening is just that at that point in time, there were a lot more East Coast events announced than there were West Coast events. And PMTV also overall is just more East Coast focus. Commonwealth, thank you, Envy. Yeah, Commonwealth is the name of that tournament. And just because a lot of the people who were heading it were from the East Coast, that's just sort of how it happened.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're right, but I'm not going to complain about it just because I saw how everything went down. It's mainly on me. I think the only people West Coast was like me and I think it was like J Falls and PMTV at that point for some reason. It was really weird. There was not very good West Coast representation early in PMTV. Now that Courtney's over there, I'm pointing at Courtney to the right or left.
Yeah, she's to my left right now.
Pointing at, to the left of you. Now that she's in there, I'm sure it'll be a lot more representation for us.
Cool. And then what did you think of the point system?
It worked. I mean, it worked. I don't know. Dude, we talked about the point system for a long freaking time. And at some point we agreed on that, and I don't know how could it be done better? Absolutely. How? I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay.
And and I think what we had was fine. It rewards travel, but that's just the nature of this kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I think there are ways, and I'm sort of thinking of things right now, but I don't want to say anything but I'm thinking of ways it could be better right now, but
don't want to give anything away.
Oh, I don't want to. Well, I don't want to be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't want to be wrong, Maddox. I'm watching.
I'm wrong all the time, and I don't mind. But all right. And then the last thing I wanted to talk to you about was that everybody seems in AZPM. They seem to really, at least for this part of TOing and streaming, everybody in AZPM really likes you. And you're usually really.
Not true. Why are you lying to the people?
I'm not. Yeah, everyone hates you.
Why are
no.
lying to them? Oh my god.
No, but I always thought you were a really positive dude.
Super.
And you're super always let's go. This game is awesome. I've never heard you say anything oh, PM's dying, anything negative.
Oh man. Can I speak on that?
Yeah, because I think that.
Speak on that? Okay. All right. So. When you're in a situation like we are, where our game is wherever it is, right? It is where it is, right? And you know what the worst thing you can do? Can I swear?
Hell fucking no, you can't swear, dude.
The worst freaking thing you can do is be like, oh, well, this game's... Because, Pete, that sounds like words of someone who's never ran a tournament. You know how I said earlier, my whole point, if you have 5 people going, that's 5 whole people, that's awesome. You have 5 people who want to play the same game as you, right? You can't, if you tell those 5 people, you can't be looking at those 5 people in your tournament and be like, oh, man, I can't believe it's only you 5 fuckers. You can't say that.
Yeah.
You have to be incredibly grateful for what you have. And you know what? If you go, and you 5 people, right? You have your 5-person round-robin PM tournament, and you're kind of shaky. Maybe it's been hovering between 5 and 8 for the past 3-4 weeks, right? Your weekly's not doing great. You're worried. But you know what? If you and those 5 people are having a great time, and you go, to a Melee tournament or /4 tournament, you're in the corner. You're in the corner, as PM is.
Yeah.
As PM is to be at bigger tournaments.
Our rightful place.
Right, exactly. It's our rightful place. And if you're having the time of your life, the other people are going to see that. They're going to say, wow, those people are having fun. Wait, what is this game? Oh, yo, I can play as Roy. Yo, I can play as any character I want. Give or take. Yeah, give or take. Then they'll join. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all you need to make a scene is people. And negativity will drive people away. Like, let's say you could go to 2 tournaments, right? Say you're a new guy, you've played some Melee, you've played some PM, you enjoy both games. And you go on, let's say you know how some states have that, like, universal Smash Facebook group, they don't have it subdivided?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's say you have one of those, and you join it, you're like, yo, I want to play some Smash, man. Let's join Arkansas. I don't know, I'm picking on Arkansas. Let's join Arkansas Smash group. And you see a post that's like, wow, guys, I can't believe PM got so few entrants. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not going to call anyone out who makes posts like that, but, he's also Italian. And then you see another post that's like, yo, guys, great Melee tournament, had a lot of fun. What tournament are you going to want to go to?
Mm-hmm.
The Melee one, right?
Yeah.
That guy seems like he's having a lot more fun, doesn't he?
Yes.
Right? It's that fucking simple. Just be positive.
Be positive about your game.
Just be positive, because the game you play is fucking awesome. Like,
it is an awesome game. I really enjoy
awesome
it.
game.
All right, so let's talk about AZ, because that's
Sure.
That's what you're famous for. Blue wanted to ask this question. You've been around the block for like a while now in AZ. What was your favorite era of PM in AZ?
This is let me Blue's talked to me about this. Actually, it's weird. A lot of the newer people, I've gotten questions like that from Blue and from Gio, from Maddox, from a few people before. It's a hard question to answer
Because when you're
K9 Neon,
when you're honest, is it like before Dadpool,
like,
after Dadpool?
Oh well.
No.
Everything was great, and then you said that over, and it's like, oh my god. No, Dadpool's finally like AZ. Like I find, like it's weird. It's like 2 or 3 months ago, I was thinking about like AZ versus SoCal, and Dadpool just like subconsciously went to the AZ side of the crew, and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, no, he's with us now. But no, I don't know. I can tell you the era I liked least.
Which one is that?
Eras. Let me put it to you this way. There were 2 equally really incredible eras, right?
Okay.
There was there was K9 Neon. This is post Low Tier City 2. This is 3.02.
Yeah.
And everyone was super active. Actually, Jesus in the chat, 2.5 was really sick too. 2.5, 2.6, because that's when I was just playing to play and on the grind and having. It was a smaller community, but not in the way it is. Like today's community is bigger than it was back then, even.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot tighter. And actually, no, that is my favorite. Thank you, Jesus, in the chat.
Yeah.
Just going out to dinner all the time with Jesus, K9, Nazo, Shane, Axe. Back when Axe was like a normal human. When he went to locals and when he, ate with mortals.
He wasn't the god of Pikachu
It was still super good, but it was just this incredible sense of community, and we still have that.
Uh-huh.
I think it's just more me getting busier and having less time to do things than I did before. But when I had, it was just really fun just to be in. But the current era is also so good just because with the 3.02 era, right, where you had K9 and Neon, and oh my god, Neon got second, and oh my god, Axe, and oh my god, K9, and all this, right? The people were already good. And it was great, because I will make the argument still, AZ was probably second best region during 3.02.
All right.
I will fight that, right? I would fight people. I'd have a very long argument with people about that.
Yeah.
And that was great. But that's not as good a feeling as it is now. And seeing these players who I've seen them start. I mean,
that's
before,
cool.
It's like I started the tournament. Oh man, Cyberzone 1, and that was the crew, right, at Cyberzone 1. But now you have people who started playing at Cyberzone 20, Cyberzone 30, right? Tournaments that aren't registered as significant in my mind that are, it was their first tournament. And now Blue and Bagels are winning, and seeing the improvement is so much more satisfying than just being the best.
Yeah.
Seeing someone come from the bottom, seeing our entire state, because everyone kind of left. They nerfed AZ 3.5 AZ nerf pack because we had the best Olimar, we had the best Meta Knight, we had the best Lucas, we had the best Pikachu, and all those characters. Olimar especially. Like, come on now, you're just doing this to shame. This is because
rest in peace, SS.
Go to your city too. I'm telling you. No, that's a joke. I love Strongbat. Strongbat gets too much flack. That guy's great. But no, we had to kind of rise from the ashes, and seeing everyone rise and seeing the growth of the entire community is really, really the greatest thing, the greatest feeling.
Cool. All right, so where do you think the AZ scene, how do you think you stack up to the rest of the world now, and where do you think you guys are headed? I like how you deep...
AZ players, mute your mics real quick. Turn it off. Turn it off. No, I think we are solidly... I'll answer your question with a different answer. I'm going to politic you real quick.
Okay.
I think the best region right now is SoCal.
I'd have to agree.
Or Cali, at least. Thunder's is SoCal,
Yeah, he's SoCal.
And then New Jersey. I think Cali and Tri-State are the two really big regions, right? And those regions are S tier, right? Good job. Congrats.
It was all me for SoCal. All me.
Nothing to do with that person to your left. It was all 100% Maddox.
She didn't do nothing.
110%. But when you get down from that S tier, I think every region is incredibly similar. I do think we're probably some of the stronger. I think after that, the A would be like us, in no order. Us, Florida, oh god, I'm forgetting regions. Oh, Michigan. Michigan's hella good. Michigan's like the most low-key good state in the country. I think everyone underrates Michigan constantly. But I think that's like the A tier, and then after that you have every other region that'll have like random killers. And I think, I don't know, AZ's up in there. Oh, MDVA's up in there.
DFW?
What?
What about DFW?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
MDVA, DFW. Well, DFW, I mean, like, Luck is their number one right now. Did you watch I Love Bagels versus Luck? Have you seen that set?
Did Bagels fuck him up?
He 7-stuck.
Oh, shit. So AZ's better than DFW now that they don't have lunch.
I mean, well, you know what? We have Luck, Strong. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting Strongbat's coming to Rewired. When the hell did that happen? It's
pretty cool. I'm a fan.
Cool. I was so happy. Like, oh wow.
So you would say that the AZ is A tier, but they're not.
I would say we're A tier. We're solidly A tier up in there.
Do you think you guys can?
That is really hard.
Do you think you guys can rise up and challenge SoCal or Tri-State?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah. Take some time. It'll take a little bit of time, but we're going to be on the grind, and there's going to be really big things happening soon for our state and our players. So. That no one knows about. I'm not even sure what they're going to be.
We'll just keep it a mystery for now.
Yeah. But.
All right. So let's just get into it. The subject that everyone wants to talk about is Rewired.
Wait, what? What's Rewired? Is Rewired a tournament happening this weekend, November 19th and 20th in Tucson, Arizona, featuring players like Blue, I Love Bagels, Jose V, Sosa, Strongbad, Luck?
I heard that that's the tournament, yeah. And I heard that you were actually...
Envy?
I heard that you were actually the head TO and Finger Stripes did nothing.
So that is so funny because you guys are like, yeah, man, the man behind Rewired. And I'm like, I'm streaming it, but like... Let me tell you about the man behind Rewired. Let me tell you about a little man named Eric Bajorquist. Finger Strips, bomb thrust extraordinaire. This dude has put in so much work for Rewired. I mean, Rewired originally didn't even have PM, Rewired 2016.
Yeah, give it a little background. What is Rewired? Because this is like not the first Rewired that's ever happened.
No, so Rewired 2015 happened. It was a pretty big tournament. It was Arizona's biggest successful tournament of 2015. I know it's a sandstorm. Sorry, that's probably only funny to me. It was really great. There was this little tournament, Tucson, Arizona. I think we had 2 carpools of SoCal, 1 carpool of New Mexico, other random people. It was fun. Silly Kyle ended up winning. He bodied Sosa, bodied Machiavelli.
Well, I don't think he bodied Sosa. I think Filthy Casual beat Sosa, and then Sosa lost to Mach.
Well, he outplayed Sosa, therefore bodying him.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah, we take those.
We take those.
Yeah.
And then, it was super fun. It's not just a Smash tournament. It's actually got, let's go, Melee, Smash 4, PM, Street Fighter 5, Guilty Gear, Exard, Mortal Kombat X, Killer Instinct, Pokken, Rivals, and Rush 2049.
Cool.
And if you don't know about Rush 2049, ask Geek.
All right, so who's attending Rewired? Who are all the big names that are going to be there?
You know what? Ask me a different question while I pull up the list, Maddox.
Okay, well, I was going to use that to lead into, because I thought this was interesting.
Let me tell you about the big, never mind. So some of the big people coming this year. We have Strong Bad, Burnt Socks, Dadpool. Yink is coming back to Arizona. Chevy up from Washington. Forte Freak's coming back. Ario. Oh yeah, Resliv. I forgot about Resliv. Resliv's coming. Stream God Kipcom is making his AZPM debut, and I cannot wait to meet this guy.
He's the moderator of everything.
Let me tell you about Kipcom, all right? Kipcom was watching us when we had when we started and when we had maybe 150 followers on Twitch in early 2013. Kipcom tuned in almost every freaking
He's a stream monster.
Kipcom is I cannot wait to meet this dude. I'm not even. He's just always been there.
Yeah.
he's that guy that's always had our back. It's just Kipcom. He's just always been there.
Maybe he's just a huge Z-Man fan.
He's a Lucas player. We had this Lucas player named Neon back.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of him.
I heard he's going to be at Rewired too.
Yeah, Neon will be at Rewired. No, let me go back. So let's see. We got Naren from El Paso, Kitten, the Ice Climbers player. Oh yeah, you know who else I forgot? Who's a pretty big deal that's coming to Rewired?
Envy?
A young, fresh Mr. LZ.
Oh yeah, Mr. Els is going to be there.
It is going to Rewired. Oh my god, this tournament's so stacked. I love bagels. Oh yeah, J-Fall, Sosa, Neon, Jorge, Jose V, Arsenal's, Blue, Silly Kyle, Dumb Shiny?
Dumb Shiny though? Yep.
Oats.
Yeah, we got a whole squad rolling out.
Blue 2, also from Washington.
All right, so who do you think?
Texas. Hey, Luck from Texas. Nate Senpai, Envy, Casino Wolf, Softy, and then these 2 guys, Thunder's Rain and West Balls.
Yeah.
So
both,
it's a pretty stacked tournament.
Yeah, it's pretty big deal. So who do you think is going to do well at this tournament? Not who do you think we'll talk about the winners because I think there are a few people that could win. But let's talk about who are the unexpected people that you think are going to do well because you know the AZ scene, you know who can take some names.
The first person I'm going to say isn't actually an AZ guy. I want to talk about Ario.
Okay. I've actually never heard of this person, so this is cool.
He is a Sonic player from Vegas, actually. He is honestly incredible at Evo. He did super duper good. I'm trying to pull up his pool real quick to tell you about how freaking good he did because it was just absolutely crazy. Smash GG would work. Shouts to Smash GG, man. What a site. It's got one job. Yeah, this dude in his pool, I think he beat Oats. Let me see. Or no? Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of somebody.
All right.
I'm totally wrong. All right,
Let's...
erase you guys. Let me talk about some AZ boys.
Okay.
Be a lot more confident in. I think some standout people. Anetic is a really, really good Lucario.
Magnetic?
Enetic.
Oh, Enetic.
Anetic. He's really, really, really solid Lucario. He's been on the come up for a while. He has a lot of crazy wins. He's beaten Cloudburst. He's taken a lot of sets from Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good. Dirty Dan, recent number 10 on our PR. He plays both of the Kongs, Diddy and Donkey. This dude's beaten Neon. I believe he's taken the sets from like almost all of the top TR. Just really, really solid Diddy, really smart guy.
I think he's the 3rd seed in our local hero Snowden's pool.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to close it a bit, I assume, right?
Yeah, so Snowden was like, I gotta beat Dirty Dan to get out of this.
Look, buddy. Who else? I know we're forgetting people. Oh, man, some people are probably... Oh, Whiffy Cat. Yo, Whiffy Cat. Snowden might know about Whiffy Cat. Whiffy Cat's a really good... He plays characters for the people. He plays Lucas and Pikachu.
Nice.
Those are some people characters. He's just an incredibly technical guy. Really solid stuff. And I'm sure there's a ton of people that I'm just totally blanking on right now. Because of a new job, it's been a bit since I've actually been doing Easy Local. But as SoCal knows well the benefits this new job is giving me.
Okay.
Shout-outs to you guys.
Chill. I don't know about...
Are you going to Rewired?
the interview. I am going to Rewired.
You getting pretty good deal on that housing?
Oh yeah, I am.
Yeah, shout-outs to State Farm for that.
So, hell yeah, thank you, dude.
Vitro, he's a really good mailer player. He's Marth Gannon, takes the game pretty seriously. I also think Kipcom. When we were talking about seeding, everyone's like, how good is Kipcom actually? No one's like, none of us were really like 100% sure.
Doesn't he have the Kipcom combo where you footstool to dare?
The Kipcom combo? Maddox, listen to yourself. He does not have that. He has the Kip combo.
I don't know. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Come on.
I'm not a Lucas player.
It's a Kip combo. It's right there.
All right.
You need a Kip tip.
Okay, so who do you think is going to... Because I think there are 3 people.
Oh,
Four people, maybe.
One more outstanding AZ player. And this is a really good AZ player, but everyone gives him crap, especially you guys. You already know who I'm talking about, Mr. Brandon Cruz Dadpool. I hope to God this is his tournament, because if this isn't his tournament, like, this dude's like 5th on our PR now. He's super good. He's so good in Arizona.
Yeah.
He's so good against Arizona players who, like, have beaten really good out-of-state players, but whenever he goes out of state, he just kind of... So I'm really hoping that Rewired will finally be his time to be like, yo guys, I'm super sick, because Deadpool is super sick. I honestly believe that he's a great player.
You're hoping he beats up all of his old friends from SoCal and wins Rewired?
Better. Shoot, you guys give him more crap than we do, and that's impressive. That is impressive.
We definitely did. But now we moved on to Mickey now. Now it's Teals. Yeah, he's our new Deadpool.
Wow.
And you guys arrested him. I loved how you guys put on that little map of your PR, you put like where Teals was arrested. That was so funny.
Shout out to Nene Senpai for that.
Okay.
Shout out to Nene Senpai for a lot of things. I don't know if I shouted him out hard enough, but he like co-TOs everything and currently just TOs all the cyber zones and stuff. And just like I seriously I cannot give him enough credit.
Okay.
Like, he's super good, but yeah, continue.
So, who do you think is going to win Rewired? Because, and first, let me preface this by saying Thunders. Okay, because
I said this at Olympus too. People are like, I said this at both Thunder.
Wait. Let me, because I have an interesting story.
Like, Thunders is going to win. The dude's a god. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, I was watching the Arizona, Salty Quans 3 stream, and people were talking about who they thought was going to win, and you came on the mic and you were like, I think that everyone was saying that Sosa was going to win, and you were like, I think that Thunders is going to win, and then Thunders won, and then everyone was talking about Olympus, and like everyone was talking about, I think like Sosa's going to win, or Lunchables, or Junebug, and you came on like a stream chat. I see Arizona PM, and you're like, dude, Thunders has got this, and Thunders won. So is Thunders going to win Rewired? win Rewired?
Yes, I think so. Honestly, the dude's just too good.
Do you think he can take on Mr. Els?
I don't know. That's the thing. I hope. I hope honestly. Just because Thunders is hype, but I don't know. LZ is definitely the Thunders' biggest worry in the tournament. I mean, we'll see. I think LZ is going to have to deal with, well, I don't know. He's not really going to have to deal with much. The only player he really has to worry about is Blue, honestly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, look, dude. Did you see my tweet? Thunders doesn't know what a bad matchup is. I think if you talked to Thomas and you tried to explain the concept of a bad matchup, he'd look at you and bad matchup, is that on GE? Is that on EX? Like that sounds like something I'd like. I don't know. What is that?
Yeah. He'd just post some pictures and then be like...
but also, didn't LZ and Thunders meet at
They played at Smash and Splash, and Thunders got destroyed. He got destroyed by LZ.
Thunders was really good, but now Thunders is like a god.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much LZ has been practicing, but I know how much Thunders has been practicing.
And I think it's kind of interesting, too, that Rewired is happening after Olympus, because Olympus was like, okay, we're going to find out who the best is. And Thunders won, and now people are saying that he's the best. But, the one thing about Rewired was that LZ wasn't there.
Olympus.
Yeah, at Olympus. The thing about Olympus is that LZ wasn't there. So now that he's at Rewired, it's like Thunders is...
My favorite part is that every time I was... The main reason I was... in the Hitbox chat so much is whenever anyone was like, yo, where's LZ? I'm like, he'll be a Rewired November 19th and 20th.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be interesting, though. Because right now, everyone considers Thunders the best, but if he loses to LZ, it's I think it's more up in the air,
Good.
And that's what we need to see these storylines develop.
Yeah, no, the storylines are coming. I mean, we have Rewired, Balc's coming up. I know there are other tournaments that I know are happening relatively soon, but they've not been announced yet, and I can't talk about them. But
cool.
There's other things that are happening soon too, and it's really exciting.
How do you think Sosa will do?
Depends on his bracket. He'll probably do really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question. How does Sosa do against Game & Watches?
I really don't know. He's beaten Dakpo, I think, 2 times in the past. And he hasn't lost to Loyal, but I don't think that either of those players are on the Mr. LZ level.
Not even close.
So I don't know. It'll just be interesting to see.
But no, I mean, I think Sosa could lose to Kyle, and I think Sosa could lose to Blue or Bagels.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying yo, our boy's gonna body your boy. I said could. You know? It could happen.
I wanted to ask you about him. He was the last person I wanted to ask you about too. Is Silly Kyle? He won the last Rewired. And
Silly Kyle, I gotta be real. He's probably gonna be really rusty.
Yeah, I know he doesn't play that often anymore.
But you know what? He didn't play that much before Rewired 2015 either. So his peach is super good. SoCal does. You guys still don't have any good peaches, right? You guys did last I checked.
We only have a Daisy player, so.
Well, Humble Dojo's the best Daisy in the world.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Daisy. I'm talking about...
we don't. No.
But, and it's hard because right now, Silly Cal's going to a tournament that has Envy, Dadpool now, Casino Wolf's beaten him quite a few times. Honestly, I love Kyle. He's probably not going to be able to beat Envy. Envy has that matchup down, I assume, from playing Malachi and Jaden so much.
Yeah.
And Ike Peach is rough.
Uh-huh.
I think it's up there as far as roughest matchups in the game. Opinion, but yeah, it'll be hard for him. It'll all depend on bracket. I think he could beat Sosa just because I don't know how well Sosa knows the matchup. I know Kyle, can just peach pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Kyle went back to college. He's focusing, doing his life right. So
yeah,
that's always good to see. When you're in the scene for a long time, you see, and not to get too real, but you see 2 kinds of people. you see a bunch of kinds of people. You see some people who sort of abandon other aspects of their life, and as much as I want people to be good at the video game, that's not good to see. And it's always great to see people, oh yeah, well no, I'm going to college, oh no, I did this, like, oh, good for you, dude. Like,
yeah.
Good for you. We're all on this life journey, so.
Cool.
But no, I think Kyle'll still be good, because he played Peach and Brawl, like.
Yeah.
He played Peach and Melee, he played Peach for every game forever. He'll pull stitches and he's Kyle. Have you talked to Kyle?
I've never met him.
Heard Kyle talk?
He seems like a very eccentric
that man is
dude.
A master of his own destiny. That diva does not let nobody tell him what to do.
All right, and then there was another player. How do you think that 420 Icon XX is going to do?
Who?
Don't worry about him. He's a sleeper. All right. So you think Thunders is going to win?
Probably. I mean, that's hard. You never know, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, Thunders could lose to somebody. LZ could get, like, random out somehow. Like, anything can happen,
Mm-hmm.
People are developing. No one knows all the matchups. No one ever will know all the matchups. Anything can happen.
Okay.
But if I had to bet, I'd bet on Thunders.
All right. So that pretty much wraps it up for what I wanted to talk about with Rewired. So I guess we're just going to do a little bit of audience questions and then close it out. There was something that I want to mention that everyone was telling me I need to ask you, which is where are the Cyberzone 80 VODs?
This is really interesting because I saw all those comments and my first thought was, oh yeah, I was late on uploading those, but didn't I upload those? And I went back and checked, and like they're on YouTube, dumbasses. Like, they've been on YouTube. I think they're like under more recent things because they were uploaded earlier and they weren't made public until later.
Okay.
They're on YouTube.
I mean, I don't know, but everyone was like, for the love of God.
My first thought is like, wait, no, I did that, didn't I? And then I double checked and like, yeah, unless like for some reason people aren't seeing them, but like they're showing up in my dashboard as public video. So like, yeah.
Okay. And then I think we have a few more.
Sure.
Courtney's just writing some shit down. Okay.
There's a few questions I would like to answer. I don't know. I have a soapbox. It's weird, even though I run a stream.
Oh, I'm after we ask three more, and then I'll just let you go to say whatever you want to say. So first is...
Yeah, they're right here. I'm looking at them. They have the little public globe. Cyberzone 80 is right there.
How much of an impact do you believe having a consistent, high-quality stream... Oh, I asked you that question about how much of an impact having a good stream has on tournaments.
It helps, but don't worry if you don't have it.
Cool. Any tips for growing a scene? I think we talked about that a little bit, but do you have any tips?
We talked about that a lot, but yeah, just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Don't be scared of failure.
And
because you're gonna have to. Because I think a lot of people. Actually, let me elaborate on this a little bit. You have to put yourself in someone else's shoes, right? Let's say you only play. Let's switch the roles, right? Let's say PM is the biggest game in the world, and we're all playing it, and we're going to huge tournaments. And say Smash 4 is tiny, or say Melee's tiny. PM players wouldn't like Smash 4 for other reasons. Let's say 64, right? People like 64. And say the 64 players, every tournament, are like, yo, I know you guys are having fun playing that game you want to play. But yo, come play ours, man. I know our scene's small, but no, dude, it's great. Like, after a while, wouldn't that get obnoxious? If these 64 players kept coming, you just can't, you go to tournament. So you can't just keep asking other people to play your game.
Yeah.
You have to show them that your game is fun by playing it and enjoying it and posting content. And content isn't just stuff you can make. You watched a really cool set. Post a Giphy count on our Smash Bros. Post a Giphy count on SSBPM. You saw a really good set and you wanted to talk about it. Post a full link to the set and write like, yo guys, I'll pull random people from Michigan, right? I saw this set. I saw like Dirt Boy vs. Lane from Michigan's last local. It was winners round 3. You guys might not have seen this, but oh my God, the way Lane was adapting to this, and just write that out in a Reddit post.
Yeah.
If you saw a really good set, just make a video and talk about how cool you thought that set was. And if you just keep doing that, and if you just keep, don't tell people to play our game, tell our people why our game is good. Because our game is good.
It's really good.
You know, if to like go on like a sales thing, you know, you gotta tell people benefits, right? Features sell, but the benefits sell. You can't just be saying, oh, we have this whole balanced roster. Oh, guys, Smash 4, you don't like Roy Smash 4, just make this whole guide, make a whole thing, make it seem good. Because it is, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty much all I've got for you.
All you have?
Do
you have any questions for me, Mr. Maddox?
No, I'm excited to meet you. I've only met you one time at Final Boss, and we didn't talk much. I
was super busy during.
Yeah, you were super busy streaming, and I just commentated like a little bit, but.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but
it's funny because it's like you're talking like Maddox. I know I've heard that. Yeah, okay.
I think I'm not that big of a deal compared to yourself.
No, I only knew you as a commentator. I didn't know you as a TO. I'll be honest.
You didn't know me as a what?
As a TO, I only knew you as a.
Oh, I'm not.
Good SoCal commentator.
Not a TO. I just commentate and play and do this thing now. It's pretty cool. Did you watch my little Lunchables interview too?
No, I didn't.
I won't judge you. It's really long.
Yes. Oh no.
So I'm excited for Rewired. Do you have any last thoughts or things you want to say about PM or growing the scene or Rewired or the future of anything AZ, future of PM?
Future of PM, we're doing fine. This is something I kind of alluded to. This is something I'm really angry with Lunchables. Actually, probably I didn't watch your Lunchables interview because
you were mad at Lunchables?
No, because, all right, there are some people, Lunchables, they're probably not making it this far into the video. So I'll just say Lunchables, Pooch is really bad about this. A few other people that are just very negative all the time. Mm-hmm. Oh man, PM's doing. Oh man, PM's doing this. Like, all right. Tell me how many people your local Killer Instinct tournament gets. Tell me how many. If you go on like Twitch at any random given point, or if you say, "Yo, what are the big weekly streams for KI? What are the big weekly things for MKX? What are the big weeklies for Skullgirls for KOF?" Heck, actually, KOF's pretty big. But like the other things, those games don't care that they're small. Right? They're small. They might not get that many people. They have their few big tournaments, but they don't have the weeklies like we do. They don't have a lot of the stuff that we do, but all the PM players, we're constantly comparing ourselves to Melee. We're constantly comparing ourselves to Smash 4. And you have to take a step back and realize that Melee's it's not the biggest esport. It's the biggest fighting game, period.
Yeah.
In terms of growth, in terms of Twitch views, in terms of just overall popularity, especially relative to its age. I mean, also, in addition to Street Fighter, I say biggest, one of the bigger, right? Whatever. Mm-hmm. It's up there. And you can't just compare yourself to number one. Like, I honestly believe that we'll get bigger, but obviously we're not going to get as big as Melee is. We're not going to get as big as Smash 4 is, and that's fine. We had a 200... How big was Olympus? 230?
It's like 260 or something, I think.
260?
It was pretty big.
We had 260 person national that we organized with ourselves, with no big. Well, we had hitbox, but no big like developer corporate support. Do you know how many games could do something like that? None. I would like to see any game do that without any help from Capcom or NetherRealms or Double Helix. Like. Come on, Skullgirls can't even do it, and Mike Z is like the biggest Skullgirls fanboy promoter in the world.
Yeah, seriously.
They can't even do what we do. Like, you guys have to take a step back and look at what we have been able to accomplish from nothing. Like, do you know how many times our community has been set back by bullshit?
Quite a few, I was there.
By bullshit, right? And to keep coming back from that bullshit again and again and again. Like, oh my god, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And Archon says in the chat, honestly, ZMan, comparing to smaller scenes is kind of disingenuous. Like, at the end of the day, people just want to play the game. And that's what I'm saying. Those Mortal Kombat players, those Killer Instinct players, they don't give a rat's ass at their communities and Oh, well, that's not true. They don't beat themselves up over every day. Oh no, our game's dying. Oh no. Like, they just play because they like the game. And sure, there are places where the scene's getting smaller, but there are also places where the scene's getting bigger. I've heard of smaller things, and they don't have the stream, right? There's only but so many scenes that have the stream presence. There's us, y'all, DFW used to, whatever, what is that, Pennsylvania? Project Clash? Is that Pennsylvania?
I don't know.
Yeah, Project Clash, you know what I mean. I mean, Project Clash is getting bigger. I don't know. My point is that...
Oh, it's in Philadelphia. Project Clash is in... Yeah. That was that pre-Olympus tournament where my boy Jay Falls missed his back airs.
Oh, that tournament was so crazy.
Yeah,
oh my god,
that was crazy.
That was so nuts.
Oh, this was the one last thing that I wanted to talk to you about. We're going into Rewired, and I tried to start something on the little Rewired page, but I want to either a SoCal versus AZ crew battle or a SoCal versus the world crew battle. I think that'd be really fun.
I think we have so because of the way the schedule works, and I don't want to speak anything, and I know Finger Stripes will get mad at me for saying something, but
yeah,
PM is the first top 8, so we happen early, so we have basically all of Sunday to do stuff, because top 8 for us is going to finish probably like I believe I can't
like really early.
I know it's finishing earlier in the afternoon, like before like 1 or 2 or 3.
If people are still around afterward, I'd be down to crew battle it up.
Yeah, I think that'd be hype. SoCal AZ would be great because you guys are bringing almost everyone, right? You're only really missing what?
We're missing a few people,
Arrow
but
and Mach.
Yeah, we don't have like Arrow, we don't have Mach, we don't have Venom, we don't have a few people, but we got a good squad. Like we got David.
Special shout outs to Venom. What a dummy.
Yeah.
What a dummy.
All right, so we'll try and make a crew battle happen because I think it'd be fun.
Battle for sure, and then I think we can do like 3 crews. We can have the world because we have Envy, Strong Bad, LZ, Chevy, Reslived,
Mr. L's.
But seriously, I want to give huge shout outs to the people. Really, top 8 starts at 2 p.m. Thank you, Finger Stripes. Top 8 actually starts at 2, but still, that means we'd finish by like what 4 or 5.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I've got to say. So do you have any like closing thoughts? Anything?
I guess now that I have all this set up, I'll look forward to a special series coming from us. I've been wanting to do something like this, and this interview is definitely going to spur that along. Look forward to a new AZPM series. We're going to call it Z Talk. It's like Tatho Talks, but with me talking about stuff.
Sounds dope.
So it should be dope. Now that I actually have the mic and the camera set up in my room, a lot easier to justify that.
Yeah.
Look forward to Rewired. So I just do want to speak. So I recently was. You know what? Can I answer a chat question? Chat just popped up.
Go for it.
Okay. Callaway, who I noticed he seems like he's a little newer. He's asking about the scene's health. Do you guys see PM pulling a Phoenix someday like Melee, or is there too much going against it? I think we're in the middle of our resurrection right now, of our whatever you want to call it. I think the inevitable, eventual, it's not announced or anything, I'm not announcing it, but when that second circuit does happen, I think that we've ironed out a ton of kinks. I think a lot of people, especially after Olympus, are just feeling good about the game. And I think that now that we've had 2016 to kind of feel out what it means to lead and what it means to run a circuit and get big tournaments and do this and do that, I just think 2017 is going to be even better. Because 2015 we had the setbacks, right? 2015 was Paragon, we had those setbacks. 2016 was figuring out how to, what do we do? And I think 2017 will be us moving forward and pushing up.
Cool.
Will we ever have a Phoenix like me? We'll never be as big as them. Most games, 99.99% of games won't be that big. And then someone else, I do want to address something else. Greedam, shout outs to Greedam in the chat. Says, I see Wave Dash being sort of PM's final form. No. Until very recently, all Wave Dash did with PM was use it for very cheap marketing. Shoutouts to them announcing it like they had any involvement, and then all the PMDT being like, "You remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that?" And then all the PMDT was like, "Not really, no." And I think now SOJ is working with them, and now
Strong
is
Bad.
Wave Dash. That's the same one that put out the goat character, right?
Yeah, the little space
Is that
goat.
same character designer? I think it could be okay. It'll be different from PM though. Like, I won't want to play it. Like, unless it does. Will it have 42 characters that play exactly like PM characters do? Will it have like so? Like for so many people, it will be that simple, right? Like, yo, you hear about Wave Dash? Yeah, it's fun, but like, it's not the game I grew up loving. It's not the community I grew up loving, and we're gonna be our own thing. Wave Dash is going to be its own thing.
Yeah.
And honestly, if Wave Dash makes good decisions, it won't be like PM, because I think some of the more fundamental weird things with PM are just melee things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Like you know the things when you look back and you're like, man, that's dumb. Every game has them, right? Every game has dumb things, but we love our games in spite of it.
Yeah.
And if Wave Dash knows what's good for it, it won't play a lot like PM or Melee, because a PM and Melee have a lot of dumb mechanics that are inherently not good.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic, though. But PM's fantastic, and if I wanted to play PM, we'll play PM. I don't think anyone... Wave Dash games will probably take more people from Smash 4 than it will take from PM. It'll take people who want the new thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's just going to about wrap it up for our recording. Cool. So, thank you for doing this interview with me. It was pretty cool.
Thank you for interviewing me, man.
For sure. I feel like we need to get the people behind the scenes in front of the camera sometime.
Right, absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna.
Do you have an announcement? Do you have anyone else to announce for? Do you have another special guest? Anyone to hype up?
I'll be back in 2 weeks. I'm not sure who I'm going to interview yet. I'm thinking of interviewing a top player from New York, because I feel like our SoCal streams always just give New York a lot of crap.
Well, of course. Why shouldn't they? They're East Coast. They're terrible.
I know. Screw the East Coast.
You watched Olympus? I watched Olympus.
Yeah, no, but I'm thinking of talking to maybe a top player over there. But also, the following week from today, next Monday, is the regular Balcast, where they'll probably be talking about what happened at Rewired. So
should have me on again just as a analyst. It'll be fun.
I'm sure you got opinions too. All right, so that'll close it out. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for coming, ZMan.
Thank you for having me.